Hello everyone, welcome back to Minecraft. Still no series name, just kind of going with what I feel like. As I think about it more, I think the idea of calling this just Let's Play Minecraft is kind of more appealing to me. So I think I might just do that. I haven't even uploaded the first episode yet. It's getting dark. I think I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna go to bed. So as I was saying, I haven't uploaded any of it yet, so I don't know what I'm even gonna call it. But I guess we're gonna have to see. I guess that's up for future me to decide. Probably gonna upload the first part today. I might make it a daily thing, every other day maybe. Oh, excuse me. Depends. I'm only gonna be able to record probably once or twice a week. And that's recording anything, really, not just this. If I do intend on recording other stuff, which, who knows, I might. Depends on what I'm feeling. But yeah, like I said, for this month, I have a pretty consistent schedule. Basically, I work 5 days a week. I'm full-time working. I haven't really mentioned where I work yet. I'll probably talk about that at some point, but I'm really trying to just talk about Minecraft in this series. You know, I don't really want to get into that kind of stuff because I feel like that kind of retracts from it. The whole appeal of this series is trying to go back to how things were with the game, and I think that talking about my boring life right now kind of takes away from that, you know? I don't want this to turn into, like, something about me where this whole thing is supposed to reminisce on old Minecraft, and a big part of that was, you know, only being able to play video games, only having school, not having a job or anything to worry about, and just kind of the carefree old Minecraft feeling. I'll talk about it at some point, just maybe not in this series. But the most that I'll really talk about is just my schedule is pretty consistent for this month. I get a different schedule every month, so last month and the month before it was a lot more all over the place. Like I worked 9 days straight once, twice, I think. And this month, though, I work 5 days, 40 hours a week normally, and I have Mondays and Tuesdays off. So that's pretty nice. My other days are kind of consistent, but they can differ a little bit. But generally, it's just kind of the same stuff. So, you know, I should be able to record more. That's why I decided to start doing this, because I'm not as worried about work. I think I mentioned in the first part, a lot of, like, the past week, I basically just was at work and then came back home, slept, and then went to work the next day. Just because it's really tiring, but, you know, what can you do? So anyways, back to Minecraft, because, like I said, I don't want to dwell on work too much. I'm just gonna cook my iron while I do this thing. I really want to make a house. This is kind of a first night shack, and I really want to expand it. And like I said, I want to keep to the theme of old Minecraft. I don't want to make any huge sprawling house or anything. I just want to make a nice house, little thing that works well for me and looks nice to me, you know. Obviously it's not going to be the best, but it's meant to kind of be similar to how I used to make things. Hopefully, at least that's the idea. And I really don't like the water doing this. I don't know why it's doing that. Another thing that this just reminded me of was in Pocket Edition for the longest while, or at least when I started playing, sand didn't fall, actually, which is kind of weird, but it didn't fall. So when they updated the game and added that in, I knew it was a feature, obviously, but I knew it just wasn't in my version that I was playing. When it updated and sand started falling, I had my little house on a beach. I remember this specifically. It was on a beach, nice sandy beach. I think like, if I'm looking at the beach like this is almost the shape of it. It was kind of a flat beach with, say, my house was right here, a little down the shoreline. There was a snowy area, and then down back that way would have been more sand. I think it was a desert bordering on an ocean, but I don't remember. There are little bits that I recall, but not too well. so what I was saying is it was all on the shore, and so when the update came, I think I broke a block or a creeper exploded, and everything just fell, and I was really confused. But it was a funny little thing that happened to me. So that's kind of a fun memory to think back on. Now, as I was saying, I do want to make my house this episode, so I am gonna have to go get more stone. There is one little thing I want to do, maybe next episode or this one, depending on how long this takes. Just a little funny thing. Actually, it'll probably take a while, but it's something I do want to do eventually. You know, I'm not gonna spoil it yet. Just I wanna do it now, just because I think it'll be a little bit of a funny little callback. But I guess in the meantime, while I'm making my house, there's not really a whole lot I can tell. Huh, here's one of those things again. That's weird. Actually, I'm going to grab this, because mossy cobblestone, that's another thing I used to remember, was every time I found a dungeon, I'd immediately pick up all the mossy cobblestone, because that was the only place it generated. Now we've got other places. Obviously, it can spawn in forests now, which I didn't know about. I only knew it spawned in the giant taigas. But yeah, it's spawning here, and I used to grab it because it's not like a great decoration block. It was just a cool little trophy that I'd been somewhere, and I think that was a fun little part of the game. But yeah, my houses I built were never really all that special. If you look at, I mentioned them in the first episode, and I'm going to recommend it again. You Always Win, the YouTube channel. If you look at any of their videos, basically the house that they make usually, that's kind of what I always went with. Same kind of like box with windows on each wall. Just kind of a frame with a cobblestone floor. That's usually what I went with. And so it wasn't really that advanced. On a world with one of my friends, we made a tree house in a spruce tree that kind of expanded over time, and I think that was really cool. And yeah, most of my houses were pretty generic. I will say though, as a funny little thing, when I first started playing back in Pocket Edition Lite, the very first houses I'd make, I'm gonna recreate one here because the block selection was limited, was basically just this. That was my house. I don't know why, but it never really occurred to me to make houses. I just did this, and I dug down, and I did this with glass usually is what I did. I might actually make one of those in this world, just a fun little callback to that. But yeah, I pretty much just made houses like that, and put a door on the front to survive the night, and I remember leaving it open to see how many zombies would go in, but none ever did. And that brings me to telling like one of my friends, the one who taught me about the game to begin with, that, you know, like, oh yeah, I opened my door and there were 5 zombies in there when I came back. It never happened. That's another thing with Minecraft and old games as well, is saying that's lying is kind of projecting it to be more insidious than it is. It's kind of just, you know, kids trying to be impressive and like, oh, I did this, or oh, I saw that, and making stuff up, and it was another big thing around the game that happened at that time. So I definitely partook in a fair bit of that. I'll have to think pretty hard about some of it because I have a lot of memories from early Minecraft, but I don't recall a lot of those specifically. I just know that I did it a lot, as any kid would have, I'm sure. But yeah, my old houses weren't very spectacular or anything. I try to make different things now, but that's kind of a problem I face, is not a whole lot of inspiration for building. I don't really have any big ideas to build things, so I kind of stick with the same basic house design every time. I've never been terribly good at building, so I usually just look up other stuff. But I'm trying to think of more things. There were a few worlds where I lived in holes in the ground, like I just kind of dug down and made stuff, and there was one where I made a big platform in the sky out of cobblestone that I was going to live on, but I don't think I ever did anything with that. Let's see. There was one world on Pocket Edition where when they allowed commands which that was another big thing. The commands weren't a thing on Minecraft Pocket Edition for the longest time. So if you made a creative world, you couldn't go to survival. If you made a survival world, you couldn't go to creative. All that stuff, that just wasn't a possibility. So when they added that, I was really intrigued by it. And so I made a world where I placed a bunch of zombie spawners around and tried to make, like, you know, a zombie apocalypse type thing. So I lived in a bunker underground, and whenever my friends came over and played on the world, I always stressed to, like, not go out at night or anything, and told them, like, oh no, you can't break the spawners, because, you know, like, you want to keep the fun going. That's weird. I don't remember placing that. Huh. Sorry, sorry, I was doing some mining before I started recording this. I don't know why. I didn't place a redstone torch, though. So that's kind of weird. But yeah, I did a little mining under there. And that's weird. Yeah, I guess I just placed that by accident then. Sorry, where was I? So yeah, the zombie world, that was a fun thing. I look back on that as well pretty fondly. That was a fun world. There were a lot of creative worlds where I just kind of built whatever, try to make these big fancy labs, because, you know, I watched a lot of Dan TDM. And I think that was another thing I did a lot of, was kind of build these big fancy labs to do things, and a lot of the stuff wasn't like physical contraptions of redstone or anything. It was just all my imagination of what I imagined was happening. And I think that was certainly really fun as well. So I think I've got a general idea of what I want to do with my house. I am going to sleep, though, before I start building. I really want to make a point to not go out at night. Oh, what was... Hold on. I want to see... Oh, the shield! That's what that was. That's cool. Oh, the raw copper block. I'm seeing a lot of these, I guess, beta-ized old textures, new textures, and I think it's really, really interesting. I really like this idea of making the new game look like the old game, because that's really something I wish that Mojang had done, which is like updating not only like supporting the old textures, but making sort of new old textures. That would have been really cool to see. I'm gonna make me a full set of iron armor, just you know, just to kind of gear up a little bit. Oh, the furnace is out. I guess I'll cook the copper. Might as well. Let's get some sleep here. Part of me wants to maybe go for all the achievements in this world, but I know that that's a lot of stuff, and also kind of defeats the purpose of what I'm going for. I never really cared about achievements in the original game, and I also didn't really like go after them or do anything like that when they started. And like I said, I'm really trying to go for the old aspects of Minecraft. So I think grinding for achievements isn't really part of that. That's the horses. I keep thinking the horses are pillager banners. I don't know why. But yeah. Okay. So, with my first house there, I try to go for, you know, just a normal survivor hut. This one I'm going to try to actually count out the number of blocks I make it. I don't think I made the front centered, so yeah, I'm just going to do this. Actually, I still did not make it centered. Did I make it an even number by accident? I did. I so did. Okay. Actually, it's easier probably to just tear down the house I have right now, because I want to make it this so that I can add on to it. I think one of the things I really want to do is make an old school lookout tower, because that's the thing I did a lot, was make these nice big towers that I never really used, but just kind of looked cool to me. And I really like the idea of, you know, getting up there and shooting stuff down from the top of my tower. That was a fun little thing that I did. So I'm going to build this to kind of intersect with the house a little bit. this, and I'm not going to make this an add-on to the house. I'm just kind of doing this so that I can build it in the same area, and then I'm going to break this and move it. I'm actually going to make a chest real quick, just so that I can move my stuff, and because I do need more storage anyways. One more thing I want to do is kind of bring back the old storage idea of making a bunch of chests and having them all for specific things. You know, because I do have a habit of just kind of throwing stuff into chests and not organizing it. I used to do a lot of that as well, but I also tried to organize my chests. Oh, the little thing in the center. That's good. But yeah, I used to do that, so I'm probably going to go for that as well. Now, that chest just reminded me, another fun thing was in Pocket Edition for the longest time, there weren't double chests. It was just single chests. You could put them next to each other, I think, but you couldn't do, like, you could do two next to each other, but you'd have to put another block before you could do two more. And then when the update came that changed that, I think either it didn't update them, or you'd have to fix it yourself to make the chests double. And that that was interesting because of how the chests worked. I wish there was a way to show what the inventories used to look like. Like I mentioned in the first episode, I don't really have a lot of editing experience or knowledge, but I do have a program for it, or I will by the time I upload this. And so I could probably show you what it looks like if I can find like a screenshot somewhere. So if I can, then I'll put it on the screen, but if I can't, then sorry about that, guys. Yeah, it's kind of hard to explain, but I think you can set your inventory to look like that in Bedrock Edition now. I don't know, though. I haven't played Bedrock Edition in a while. I'm not a huge fan of the paying for stuff in that game. I don't really want to get into the whole microtransactions thing right now, but I really just don't like the marketplace as a thing in Minecraft, you know? It just doesn't sit right with me. But, you know, not much I can do about it, really. So, I'm kind of trying to go with an old school looking house here. I think this looks nice. And I'm going to put glass in the windows. The music is beautiful. I really do like the music of Minecraft. Like I said, I didn't really listen to a lot of the games that I played. Like, I never had the volume on, really. But over time, especially from watching other people play it and they had the music on, I would listen to it that way. And so, even later, I would just listen to the music of Minecraft casually, just because it's just such a beautiful thing to listen to. And I hope the volume on this is loud enough. I haven't checked the recording settings on any of these episodes yet. I did a brief test before I started, so I really hope everything's good. I'm going to actually listen back to the first episode before I upload it, and maybe before I record another part, just to make 100% sure that all the sound sounds right. But I really hope you guys can hear the music, because that's, I think, an integral part of the game. And looking back, I wish that I'd listened to the music more while just playing it normally, because it really adds a lot to the game. And I definitely wish that I had thought about it more then, because this really is some very nice music. I specifically installed one of the resource packs to change the sounds. I didn't mean to change like the hurt sound or the or the explosion sounds. I more so just wanted to change the music. That was my only real goal with that, because I just wanted this. Because I haven't played I always turn off the music and the weather when I play Minecraft. Those are the two things I always turn off. Everything else I lower a bit. But I really wanted to just have the music. I wanted to get the whole package for this, you know? Because it really is important to me that this music still gets heard and then it's remembered for what it was, because it's just such a big part of my experience with video games in general, and this game specifically. Another thing, I'm just going to make the windows out of glass, no need for glass panes, because again, going for that old look. I think there's something kind of pure about this, and I really like it. Like I said, I've been watching some people play earlier versions of Minecraft or mods that are meant to emulate it. So I'm trying to kind of get the feel for this kind of way to play the game, you know? It's not going to be perfect, obviously, but I'm trying to get as close as I can. I'm going to try to watch some more old Minecraft to get the houses right, to get back in the mindset, almost. And I mentioned in the first few videos the YouTube channel Dahomey, I think is how it's said. He's got his Beta Reborn series, which is amazing, and he also has a video about mods that make Minecraft look like it used to, which is also really interesting and really amazing. So, like, that's where I found the Golden Days resource pack, which is the one that I'm using for the video. I forget the name of the mod, but there is a mod that it says to use with it. I think it's Old Days, maybe? No, I don't remember what it is. But pretty much it's meant to change the terrain generation to make it more like beta, and it really changes the features of the world. I decided to not do that, though, because the goal of this series isn't to just go back. If it was, then I would be all the way back in an earlier version. The goal of it is to kind of make new Minecraft feel like old Minecraft again, if that makes sense. Because I find my experience with the game nowadays is a lot different than it was. So I'm kind of trying to play the new game while having the same feelings that I had while I played the old game, if that makes sense. I'm kind of trying to bring that back, you know? But not in a way that degrades the new version, because I do think the new version of the game is really good as well. The main thing for me is it feels like two different games, not that one's better than the other, but that they're different. They feel different. The goals feel different, and you feel different while playing it. That's why I'm playing on normal and not hard, or easy. I don't want the game to be too easy, and I could probably play it on hard mode and be just fine. I just wouldn't be having as much fun, because it's a different appeal to it. I do still enjoy playing harder versions of the game. I played hardcore for a little bit, and I might do it again, because I think it's a fun thing to do. The challenge is nice and all that, but I really do just want to kind of feel the old Minecraft again, where things weren't difficult, but they weren't too easy. So that it didn't feel like you had to work super hard for everything, but everything you had felt earned still. If that makes sense. Actually, no, I'm not going to do the inset door. That looks better. Yeah. This isn't how I used to make my houses. They used to be kind of more bland and boring, and I'm trying to do something different than what I used to do instead of trying to emulate it, because if I made it how I used to, then it would have just been, like, I make houses pretty similar nowadays, so I feel like it wouldn't be as nostalgic almost. I've been trying to avoid using the word nostalgic, but I'm probably going to sneak it in every so often, which is okay. This game is meant to be just me kind of playing how I feel, and I think I shouldn't really try to pick my words too carefully if I'm doing that, because it's meant to just be simple, you know? But yeah, what I was getting at before was, Dahomey has a few videos about mods that make Minecraft feel and look like the way it used to, and I think if this is something you're interested in, I would highly recommend it. because part of me wanted to do that. I wanted to just make new Minecraft look exactly like old Minecraft, generate the same, play the same, all that kind of stuff. That's why I kept in the, the attack cooldown stuff, because, like I said, I want to make new Minecraft feel like old Minecraft again, instead of just going back to play old Minecraft. Instead of trying to relive memories, I'm trying to create new ones, Because a lot of people have nostalgic memories of old Minecraft, of YouTube from old Minecraft, and all that. Playing the game themselves, watching people play it. People have good memories of that stuff. But I find I don't really have as many from recently about the game. So I'm kind of trying to make some of those for myself, and I hope that if anyone's watching this, hopefully you guys will be able to have some of those too. Because I know kids are getting a different experience playing the game. I have a few younger cousins that play Minecraft, and the experience now is totally different than when I played it. So I'm kind of trying to make something like what I had, because I know YouTube is a lot of like a very different place now. I know the internet as a whole is a different place now, and it can be kind of harder to navigate for people. It can be kind of dangerous for some people sometimes, but I'm just kind of trying to make it feel like it used to. That's why I'm recording in one session, so that I can kind of keep the same idea going. I know You Always Win used to just record in long sessions and cut the video up from that, and so I'm trying to kind of emulate that. I know I said I have or will have an editing program so that I can, make some changes, make the videos a bit better, but I don't really want to do that. I want to kind of keep the unedited feeling going. I don't want to make everything over-edited and, super flashy. I just want it to be like Minecraft. I obviously can't bring back the fancy, the wonder that Minecraft used to have, where everything was new, and especially with the Secret Friday updates, which were from before my time playing the game, where there could be a new update and you wouldn't know what was happening and you wouldn't know what was in it until you played the game yourself. I can't bring that back, unfortunately, despite my wanting to, of course, but I can definitely bring back the playstyle into new Minecraft, so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm just kind of trying to make it like the old, so that hopefully someone watching this will have a similar experience that I did, because really, the main people I have to thank, aside from Mojang, of course, are the people who played the game, the YouTubers and Let's Players who originally played the game that gave me some of those memories. And so I feel like there aren't as many people doing that nowadays. So I'm kind of trying to do something similar, and I don't know if I'm doing a great job at it. I don't know if people are going to watch this. I already know that I'm not going to get as big as the old YouTubers did, because Minecraft had hit YouTube at a specific time that it kind of took off in unison almost. So I'm definitely not going to get that. But I mean, if I wanted to go big, I would be doing something different, obviously. It's not my goal. Just playing Minecraft won't get you big anymore. You have to do more than just that. So that's not really what I'm going for. If people watch this, and that's cool, but if not, then I've got the memories for myself, and that's really all that I need to take away from this. Now, to kind of cut my rambling short, I'm going to try to talk about Minecraft YouTube in the next episode, because I do have a lot of thoughts about it. This video, though, has to come to an end now. The house is built, which is a good stopping point, and my timer here is saying 29 minutes. I keep kind of pushing these episodes a bit longer. I'll try to go shorter for the next episode. But yeah, I'm going to end it off here. Like I said before, like the video if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you want to, but I don't know really what I can offer you here. I don't know 100% what I'm going to be doing, so I guess we'll have to see. I will be making more of these, though. I'm about to record some more. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.